Have you got a new role to prepare for and you're not sure where to start? Watch this video on my top tips for how to research a role. Hi, I'm Kira from Acting with Kira. For weekly insights and tips into acting, subscribe to my channel. Are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed or lost with a new part? Maybe you're finding it very difficult to connect with your character? Well, by the end of this video, you'll know my top tips for researching a role that will help you to find that connection with your character, which will ultimately lead you to a more three-dimensional and realistic performance. Tip number one is time period. If your character doesn't exist today, then it is absolutely essential that you research the time in which they did live. Worldviews are constantly changing, so knowing the worldviews that existed at the time your character was alive will really help you to understand them better. Once you know the worldviews of this time period, you'll also be able to figure out whether your character was typical of this time period or whether they challenged the status quo. Another thing to take into account with time period is the facilities that existed. Things that are really quick and convenient and easy today may have been very laboursome and time-consuming when they were alive. So understanding your character's day-to-day life will help you to see the world through their eyes. On the other hand, if the piece is set in the future, then the research will be completely different. With fantasy or sci-fi, it's really helpful to have group research collectively with the other castmates and directors, so this way you can ensure that you are all on the same page and envisage the same world, as well as going into as much detail as possible so that this world becomes real for you all and you're all working off the same springboard. Tip number two is all about geography. Where you grow up has a huge impact on your life and colours a lot of your views. Think about the difference of living in the city and the countryside. Both bring a completely different way of life to you. Ask yourself questions like, does your character live somewhere diverse? Does your character live somewhere where there's opportunity? Does your character live somewhere where there's a thriving social scene? All of these different elements will help to shape your character's identity, and understanding them will help you understand a lot of your character's behaviours. Tip number three is all about interests. Now this one is a really great gateway into your character's psyche because unlike the first two tips, it is something that your character actively seeks rather than the environment around them just affecting them. So if your character is into a particular musician or a particular type of sports, research these and figure out what it is that you think your character particularly loves about them. If your character loves a classical musician and you're not used to listening to classical music, listen to classical music and find the joy in it. It will be a great insight into your character and really help you to see the world through their eyes rather than your own. And finally, tip number four is about anything that has specifically affected your character. Something specific that may have happened to your character. So what I'm talking about are things like, does your character have a medical condition? If so, research this, find out more about it and how that affects someone. Has your character had some sort of trauma? If so, look into this and understand the gravity of what they may have been through and how this may affect their day-to-day lives. Doing this research at this early stage will help you to create a vivid and complex understanding of your character, which in turn will help you to make really strong decisions and a more realistic performance. It will also help you to hit emotional landmarks as you'll really understand the world around your character and how it has affected them, and therefore know the different pressures that they feel and why they might feel emotional in different situations. If you are struggling with hitting emotions, check out my video, which I'll post up here, on how to access different emotions as an actor. Those are my top tips on how to research a role. Comment below on different methods of research that you use to help you get into a part. If you liked the video, please let me know by hitting like and subscribe and share with your friends, and enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for stopping by. See you later.